guidance in administration, we are going to bring in the laws. And they became the famous J. Nigam Land and Revenue Laws for India. And UP, we started it, Nidhan Chandra Roy in Bengal carried it on. So it is a glorious piece of history, a glorious chapter for all of us to remember on this Republic Day, that yes, if you're a person of principles and you know how to put it in place, I think your wisdom holds the test of time, and future generations learn from that way how to handle administration. So that's why my mother wrote this book, and we helped her.
I think Dr. Darwari, I just want you to know, my friend Srinath and for being, he is listening so carefully. I am sure they're going to make the movie on it.
Yes, and absolutely.
I hope you're not I hope you're not going to try to charge them any copyrights, and that they're definitely going to make them.
No, I think
if I'm allowed to say something, Sanjana.
Sure.
You know, I'm in awe of all these people, and you've got the entire place in place. But this gentleman called S. Srishant, you know, I respect him for one word. You know, Andre Nell came and sledged on him, on his shoulder, and he said, I don't know what happened on the crease. I'm a former cricketer of Delhi. And he did not do the school. The bat should do the talking.
Right.
And he hit him for a glorious six, which he'll smiley recall. And he started dancing, or the dance of democracy, politically correct, on the cricket pitch. Srishant was... Srishant, we love you for what you did.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
No, yes, what you did. I'm an average cricketer.
You got.
Yeah, he's amazing.
What he did.
God's grace. It's all the praise.
Your bad did the talking. Somebody sledged at you, and he said, you know, and the commentator said on that. Let me just complete. I respect your democracy and freedom, but in the democratic platform on the sports field,
right?
His bat did the talking.
Absolutely, and we are coming to all the entertainment people soon, because I want to have the serious people. Abhinav, let me quickly, I want the serious people to be done, so that we can really start with the entertainment, because we have some really amazing people who are here, and I want to get to that, so that the second half will be all that and more. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. Darbari. That was something that I think most of us did not know, and I think it is something so relevant to today's topic. So we really thank you, and I'm sure the administrator is going to be an amazing movie, and we all would love to be a part of it. And I'm sure from Praveen Dabas to Abhishek to everybody who's here would really, Abhinav and Srishant himself, an actor. We have a Jasm, and everyone here connected with the film industry will see that as one of, I would say, huge potential in being a part of that. So thank you so much. I enjoyed the actual factual narration of how Balia stood ground with your grandfather, and with the principle of non-violence, how they were able to do something so amazing. So it was something we all learned, and thank you so much for enlightening us.
Sanjana, I just want to take a comment.
Sure.
And agree with my dear respected colleague, Dr. Bart Fisher. The word fragile, and remembering in the greatest country, the oldest democracy, just set the example how fragile the democracy is. It's just few nutcases or the people who does not believe, bless you, the people who doesn't believe in the freedom or the sacrifice of others could have gone in a wrong direction. But the truth prevailed.
Yes.
And thank God, even though I was not supporter of the new government, but I'm a supporter of the democracy. I'm a supporter of the truth. And we must maintain that. I'm so proud of Dr. Fuad Fisher to bringing that subject out and speaking out the fragile. Same way the democracy is speaking very loud today in the border and all around of Delhi in India. The farmers are speaking out for their freedom, for their rights. We should not ignore the facts. And they said they want to celebrate the freedom. And I'm glad the government respect that their belief to enjoy their freedom. In order, yes, I understand freedom requires certain maintenance, but we should never forget to inclusive of all. As Dr. Darwari said, our grandfather understood the law and all that. Those are very important. Those laws was
I think you froze there, Dr. Koloti, and yes, I hope.
Democracy should always prepare, and we respect those people who are millions of them and hundreds of them, who are thousands of them surrounding the Delhi and want to practice and are practicing what freedom is. And I just wanted to bring that out. Again, I hope Shirina ji and Praveen ji steal the Dr. Darwari's comments and make a movie. And since she said it publicly, she does not have any rights anymore left. So you don't have to pay for it. God bless. Thank you for that.
No, this is a part of India's freedom.
Yes.
And we cannot make it a copyright. He was Indian.
I know. And it's amazing that we got to learn about it today. And we thank you for bringing that to light. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And now to our next Excellency out here, Anthony Lobo, Honorary Consul of Spain, Head of Mission. And from a family of diplomats, I think from grandfather to father to now you have represented Spain. And I think in an amazing way. So I would love to hear your perspective as an ambassador of freedom. What is your perspective?
Thank you, Sanjana. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
And I'm happy to be here. Very august gathering of very honorable people. Yeah, my grandfather opened the consulate here in the year 1951, just after independence. And Spain was one of the first countries to open a mission in India in the south. Anyway, that's history. After that, my father became the consul, my mother, and then me. Recently, maybe about 3 years ago, I was appointed by the king himself because he is known to us and things like that. So that's how it goes on. I also serve as chairman of AMLO Advisory, an advisory company, and was earlier part of the Hinduja group, and as a director of the international operations for Ashok Leyland. Now, coming back to the major topic of freedom and democracy, which is what the Constitution has done for the Republic Day, I just would like to compare ourselves a bit with the United States, which is the oldest democracy. America was founded by Christopher Columbus, like all of you all know, who was sent by the Queen of Spain to look for India, and finally he landed up in America, and somewhere in 1504, if I'm right, he discovered America. Now, he discovered America on the day of October the 12th. And that also happens to be, we call it the National Day of Spain, because he went from Spain. And it's a holiday in Spain. Now, more importantly, is 500 years after the date Columbus discovered America, it has become a superpower. And we call it the New World. Because of America, it's become the New World today. A superpower, a new world, businesses have started in India, all around the world. I think due credit should go to America for that. Now, how does it compare with India? We are also a democracy, the biggest, the largest democracy. And it's only 72 years since the Constitution. And we have come a long way. As a democracy, there's not been any issues on the Constitution, except the here and there few things which have been covered up. And I think it's going to be, India is going to follow America and become one of the superpowers in the years to come. I'm quite confident of that, the way things are going here. Because in 72 years, we've done so much compared to America doing it in 500 years. So that's one good point. But there are a lot of things to be still done here. Just before this webinar, I was with some very senior lawyers and Supreme Court judges on a webinar. And one thing which struck them, they said, which I thought is important for all of us, though the lawyers are busy fighting cases and things like that for the rich and mighty, 70% of the people which are using the courts, have to use the courts, are all the marginalized sector. The people who are not able to afford the lawyers. So 70% have not been given the freedom that they deserve. Now that is something these judges and lawyers are coming together and trying to do and help them. And because if they're not able to fund to get to the court, which is 75% of the people of cases, and out of which most of them land up in jails and are under trials. And that's why the jails are, I think, a large number of people are under trials, just waiting for the lawyers to take up their cases. So this is something, I think, one of the important things in freedom. Though we have freedom, there is still a lot to be done. And I think there are a lot of groups, this lawyer group and the others who are working on this, which is something great. Yesterday, I had an opportunity of giving away awards to the COVID warriors. Oh, it's something fantastic. All the COVID warriors, and they're still giving food and packages to people who are marginalized. There's a huge, 100 COVID warriors we gave. And it's something excellent. And these are things I think which are going in the right direction for the freedom of India. I think these few words I will end here. Thank you, Sanjana, for being so very energetic and keeping the show very lively, I think, and look forward for some entertainment as we go along.
Yes, we're going to get to that entertainment. Thank you so much. And again, the relevance of understanding the world and freedom is why we have all the excellencies and honorary consul generals, because that point of view is very important for us to, really truly understand how much value there is to freedom and what we can do to uptake that. So thank you so much. And we're quickly going to have Rajendra Voraji join us before we start all our entertainers, take off. And don't forget, we have Pradeep Raiji, who really stands for human rights. Because again, from everything we're talking about, human rights is a very important issue. And like Dr. Bart Fisher is standing up for that in America, we have Pradeep Raiji out in India, and I am going to have him talk next. And we also have Professor Dr. Divakar Sukul from London, amazing doctor who has been in India helping quite a bit during COVID times. And speaking of COVID warriors, these are the kind of people who really are here helping people. So we're going to be hearing from them soon. But yes, Dr. Rajendra Voraji, we would love to hear from you now.
Hello, everyone. This is an Apex body today. It's my privilege to be here. And especially the subject and the title, it touched my heart. I represent from America, our Jain Social Group Beverly Hills, an international vice president, consists of 65,000 members worldwide. And especially on this Republic Day, where we celebrate our constitutions in 1950. And especially, I recollect back my meeting with Prime Minister Modi, when my son asked to bring some note from him. He wrote us a little note to my family that you are a true ambassador of India. And we felt privileged, and we always honor to say that way. And today in this forum, especially your subject is Humanity Ambassador. And our Jain religion basically says we are so caring and dedicated and freedom for every living creatures in the world. When we walked on the grass, we don't walk on the grass because grass have a living cells in it. We don't pluck the flowers even. And Sanjana, especially your dedication towards the animal, towards the every creatures, and especially in your home and in your services, and each and every animals are being taken care, fed and all. And that's really a proud moment for everybody, and especially in celebrating like in our freedom and all, in democracy and freedom and what we are celebrating here. This subject is definitely, you are a true ambassador in that area. And today is definitely our privilege and proud honor to be with you.
Yeah.
In
Thank you,
celebrating
Rajendra ji. And one of the most important things, because I've seen in Beverly Hills a lot of the work that as the head of Jains globally, you have done a lot of work to support animals and the importance of supporting the voiceless. This is very important, as Dr. Bart Fisher himself does, and he's on board with our trust to help us with animals. So I would like all of us to actually, when we talk about freedom and reaching out to people, to help people, this is equally important. And I'm sure that taking your help, we will make sure that the animals also have the right to live without getting harmed and hurt by humans, as we always see. So thank you so much, Rajendra Voraji, for being here, and I hope you're staying on more as we go forward. And I would quickly love to have Praveen Davas. Thank you for joining us today. I know you have another webinar to get to, but yes, as a filmmaker and as somebody who sees entertainment as an aspect of imbibing freedom, how do you see, as an ambassador of freedom, how do you see the 72nd Republic Day of India, and what is your perspective?
First of all, thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and namaskar to everyone here, all the esteemed panelists. It's great to be able to talk amongst all of you. I just want to say on the occasion of our 72nd Republic Day, and when we talk about freedom itself, according to me, is under attack from misinformation across the world, not just in our country, but across the world. And I feel the battle against misinformation is one of the biggest battles we are going to be fighting today. We have seen that happening in America. We have seen it happening in our country, all across social media platforms. I think we all have a responsibility, whether we're in the media or not, as responsible citizens, to put out correct information. I think there's a laxity in verifying anything before you forward something,
Sure.
or put something out. And I think using this platform, I do want to reach out to all the media houses also who are swaying on one side or the other of the fence, and the information they're putting out is based on which side of the fence they sway on. I think we have a right to true information. We have a right to true information, and as filmmakers, we have a responsibility also, as we all know, of putting a mirror to society, of showing what is going on. I'm reminded of a film made, I think it was in 97, with Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman, called Wag the Dog, which was made exactly on this, where a production company was hired to make a false, event about a war happening, to cover up a president's misdeeds. Now we've seen that almost happening recently in actual times. Now, this is not pertaining to one nation. Of course, it's our Republic Day, which is coming up. This can happen in any country right now. The war, the misinformation campaign, which is happening, which is threatening our freedom. it doesn't require a lot to put something false out there, which just has its own life then. And I saw a film recently, which was a documentary. It's not a film, it's a documentary called Chirharan, which was about the Jat riots, which took place some years back in Haryana. Now, it wasn't really, it's releasing this coming week. It's by a friend called Kuldeep Rahil. It wasn't really about the Jat riots, the so-called Jat riots. It's more a documentary about misinformation. Mm-hmm. As they've shown, they happened because of misinformation. Somebody said, this particular community is, doing something. Mm-hmm. So that spreads amongst WhatsApp and all your social media. And we see so many events taking place because of misinformation. Now, media such as this, content such as this, films, documentaries such as this, bring out that truth. And I think it's very important that we as filmmakers step up even more to show what is happening in society. That's one point I wanted to make. Sorry, the second point I wanted to make about freedom right now is the freedom. We should all be free of harassment. Now this cuts across political parties, cuts across countries as well. I want to bring it into this perspective. I think especially filmmakers, especially cartoonists, artists, their voices are muzzled by a lot of political parties across the board. Not one, across the board. Anybody who gets a chance muzzles the voice of artists, which should not be done. And unfortunately, we still have laws which allows that to be done. We still have British era laws, so we need to update our laws. We need to actually be free. If freedom should not depend on somebody's perception. If somebody perceives a certain work of art to be against them or something, then there's a case filed and there's this, there's that. So as filmmakers, your hands are tied because before you start, you are worried about, is it going to offend anybody? And anybody can be offended at any point of time. Right. How can we really do anything if you're always worried about who is it going to offend? And like I said, taking offense is a point of view. Anybody can do it if it suits their needs. So like I said, this is not about any political party because it cuts across political parties. Any state you see, everybody has put artists behind bars, whether it's cartoonist or whether it's a filmmaker, this and that. It depends on who's in power. All of a sudden, the viewpoint of somebody's viewpoint becomes good or bad depending on who's in power. So if we really want to be free, mm-hmm. The freedom of expression, as long as it doesn't get into defamation, which is a totally different ballgame. If you're talking about somebody specific without any proof, that's something else. But freedom of expression, especially for filmmakers and artists, has to be respected from top to bottom. You cannot put a question mark on it. And I think as filmmakers, we also have to be more responsible. Yes. That we do take in view, the effect what we are doing will take. So it's a two-way game. I'm not saying that as filmmakers, we should do anything and be allowed to say anything. It is. You have a certain responsibility towards society as well. So I do feel, but like I said, it's a two-way game. We do need freedom, where a lot of times our hands are tied from what we're doing. But at the same time, as filmmakers, as people who put out creative work, we also need to be responsible for what we're putting out.
Thank you so much. That was very enlightening. And I know you're not just a role model, but you actually mold a lot of people with movies. And it's important how that perception is put out there. And yes, Wag the Dog was one of those movies that really, I'm sure, Dr. Fisher, I'm sure that you would have watched it too. And there are serious filmmakers who do make the movies to make sure that people understand how we can actually do things to make sure democracy and freedom persist. So I'm sure, I hope you're also in that league, since I've seen what you do and I've seen your work as a serious filmmaker, and we want people like you to step up to make sure that it's done. So thank you. But I'm going to come back to you soon. I want to come to the human rights issue, and I'm going to quickly take our wonderful Pradeep Raiji, as you are somebody who has spearheaded human rights issues. How do you see that in India, in current India and globally? What do you feel about human rights issues?
You see, Sanjana, it's really a very important issue which every mankind and even the society, if it is civilized, if we say so, then we have to follow that. The fundamental right, the basic concept of fundamental right, which was enshrined in our constitution, was this only, that we have to treat each and every citizen equally. We have to provide them basic fundamental rights. And you see, the United Nations declaration, and not only this, many other constitutions, they also follow the same. Because any kind of, we are the largest democracy. And in such a democracy, if we cannot follow the basic nutrients of the fundamental right, the basic principles of fundamental right, then it is not appropriate. You see, just before the previous speaker, who was a filmmaker, he said about the speech and expression part, where the expression should not have restriction. And he rightly said so, that there should be reasonable restriction on the cases where something is defamatory. You see, but not only this, the different countries have different kind of parameters when they decide that which part will fall under the defamation. Suppose Indian national flag, if you thus burn it, it is a kind of, you are facing a criminal proceeding against you. There are many countries where even if you do that, that is a part of your expression. Oh, wow. If you criticize, yes, so you have to draw a line that which part you are going to follow, how you are going to actually practice, and how you are going to have a culture of fundamental rights and speech and expression. You see, just a few years back, Article 377, and then this homosexuality, LGBT community, they did not have rights and all. Now we have it after the Supreme Court judgment. Again, in the similar cases, there was even if you two adult persons, if they are married, if they are entering into some relationship, there was a criminal proceedings meant for them. So all these things are there. But in my opinion, if we are a civilized country, we have to leave mankind in their parameters if they are not intruding into the liberty in their other privacy and their other speech and expression rights of others. So there we have to draw a line. That is the one thing. And secondly, I personally feel that there have been misuse of government agencies. It's not only in India. You yourself have been the victim of the system. There are several other persons who have been the victim, and the system actually try to just engross everything, that you have to be, either you listen to the system or the system is going to finish you. So this kind of behavior, this kind of implementation of law is not acceptable in any civilized country. Today we are on 72nd year of our constitution. We are celebrating our Republic Day, and on this day we have to feel that what was wrong with the kings, what was wrong with the British rule. The only thing which was wrong, that you thought that you did not have the right of speech, expression, you did not have right of equality in the society, you did not have equal opportunity to practice the fundamental rights, and you always felt that somebody is there who is superior to you. All the citizens are not equal. That was the primary principle for which we fought, for which our forefathers practiced. They initiated the movement, and we got the freedom. But the true meaning of the freedom can only be defined when each and every citizen feels that yes, this is my country. We all have equal rights. There is no VIP. There is no BVIP. If law comes, then everybody will be treated equally before the law. That is not the situation. So we all have to think on those lines. I personally feel that there have been several constitutional institutions. There have been several even High Court and Supreme Court, even British rule. Under British rule, the House of Lords used to decide cases against the British employees. Lord Clive, who got established the British rule in India, he faced the privilege motion before the British Parliament, and he was subjected to prison. So it's not that each and every time if you decide something that it is correct, it is your will is not the appropriate thing. The appropriate thing is what the majority thinks, completely in consonance with the law, enshrines and provided with in our constitution. So the holy book is the constitution. If any government does not implement the constitution in true sense, then that is not the real government. Then that is a kind of system who is ruling the country, because every system has to be run by somebody. But each and every citizen has to be treated equally. If somebody is committing some offense, they should know that under no circumstances they can be spared if they are before the court of law. Similarly, if somebody has not committed any error, they should also know that there is no authority which can frame them. But unless that kind of freedom is there, you see our Republic Day or our Independence Day, both the celebrations are incomplete unless we have all these things. So I am proud. I am proud to be an Indian. I am proud to have a constitution where our forefathers adopted all the good characteristics of the other constitutions, like fundamental rights we have, we have these directive principles, we have fundamental duties, and there are several other principles which were laid down in our constitution by which we feel that each and every citizen will enjoy the fruit of the freedom. But if the same fruit becomes a poisonous fruit, then it is not appropriate. And I pray and I pray and I request all of this committee, all of the panelists, that we all have to work for this. We all have to think on that line, and I'm really proud that each and every speaker, they express their opinion very diligently, they express their opinion very fondly, and that appropriately. So all these suggestions has to be compiled together, and we have to prepare a representation which can be sent to our Prime Minister and some of the government. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Pradeepji. I think that made a lot of sense to draw a fine line between freedom and, how to not misuse the freedom and to actually respect our rights and, pay respect to others. Even though it might be our freedom, but you cannot impose that freedom and disrespect others. I think it's very appropriate, and we should. Dr. Fisher, I'm sure you relate to a lot of the things that were said, and I would like a quick response at the end from you and Dr. Kaloti from after listening to everybody at the end. Yes, Abhinav, would love to hear from you. Yes, go ahead.
Well, namaskar, Jai Hind, and very good morning to all the people in the United States of America.
Yes.
Dr. Sanjana Jain, I'm very, very grateful to you. And you have brought me into this platform, and we were talking about what I heard from this particular last conversation.
Yes.
When you talk about, he was talking about constitution of the world.
Yes.
Now we have a constitution of India, number one.
Mm-hmm.
We respect all the constitutions of the world. India is the largest democracy in the world, market-driven democracy.
Right.
Now, when you talk about freedom, I have simply brought this into an acronym. I have broken these words called FREEDOM. Now, my take on this is fly without barriers.
Okay.
F. R is equal to respect for all evolving democracies. E is evolving education. When you evolve education, you evolve economies globally. he is, of course, entertaining. Dance of democracy happens in every country. It's not only in India, it happens everywhere.
Right.
And when we talk about the word D, the alphabet called D, it's about democracy on environment to talk to each other. भारतीय संस्कृति जो है वो आदान प्रदान यानी कि डायलॉग की संस्कृति डायलॉग डेमोक्रेसीज other meaning and connotation is about dialogue sitting across the table to talk about differences and also in agreement to what we are saying.
Right. Abhinav, I think what's really important is you
as
too,
Bobby
as
Charoti
an
has already
entertainer,
said that.
as an entertainer and as a filmmaker. Abhinav, I want to ask you, as an entertainer.
Sanjana, can I complete on that freedom first, please, if you
Go
allow
ahead.
me?
Yes.
As Bobby Charoti as chairman, and also we've heard from, we are celebrating the 72nd Republic Day. Let me complete on democracy first, by dialogue.
Okay.
So when we say it's democracy, we are in a dialogue. Now O is equal to oneness. By respecting each other's constitution and their preamble, however different they may be. And M is for Mother Earth. Who are we a part of? Are we part of the Mother? Who's the Mother Earth? We are born free. Why do we not make a universal charter if we can break the barriers under the WTO charter? Why can't we have one religion in terms of constitution? That's my question to the world. Because we Indians believe in Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which is in Sanskrit translated, we are one family. So when we talk about one family, we should respect each other's constitution and their preambles. I'm holding a book here. I've been a master of history, and I've read the history of the United States of America while I was doing my master in history and also playing my cricket for Delhi. So I'll quote something coming from the legendary former president, late John F. Kennedy, and he said, "Ask not for what your country can do for you." I repeat, I quote.
Yes.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
But what you can do.
Ask, but what you can do for your country.
Yes, of course.
And I quote Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the same note, on the 72 anniversary of the Republic in India. I have come to the stage or a platform.
Yes.
I have come to the stage or a platform to add a bit of oil to the burning torch of freedom.
Yes. Yes.
Which will keep on burning.
Abhinav, we have to go to the next because we're short on time right now. But thank you so much, and I'm sure that we value the view and perspective, and I'm sure that we'll incorporate that. We also have Rahul Ishwar, a philosopher, writer, who's joined us. Thank you, Rahul, for joining us, and we're going to get to you soon. I'm going to quickly take Professor Dr. Diwakar Sukul, another amazing COVID warrior and an ambassador of freedom today. Doctor, what is your take? You've been in India, you're from London, and you've been helping out in India. What is your take on our 72nd Republic Day?
Well, first of all, congratulations, Dr. John, to organize such a wonderful conference or webinar. I heard Abhinavji and Tabasji and His Excellencies as well. It's so beautiful to hear and talk, when we talk about freedom, and what we have to learn about that freedom is needed for everybody, but it has to be within the limits. There should be some boundaries. Because when we cross the boundaries, for example, water, when the river is flowing, it is within the boundaries, and when it goes out of the boundaries, it can destroy. That's the same thing with fire and so on. So yeah, we need to have a freedom, but it has to follow certain boundaries. It is a democracy. We can learn from our history. I remember what Gandhiji used to say about Ramrajya. Ramrajya means that even a lowest to lowest person can express his views and that can be heard. And this is what we hear about Masita and all that. So this is the prime examples of freedom of expressions. The another thing, what I really learned as a COVID warrior, that this is the time when most of us have learned to respect the freedom, because we have taken the freedom for granted. Mm-hmm. We have learned to fly wherever we wanted to go. We learned to meet up with people and not to meet up with people and do whatever we wanted. But this lockdown for a period of time, it has given us the value that even this one small virus can really affect your freedom. Now, it is not just the outer freedom that what we have to learn. I think a lot of people in this COVID time, they have learned how to be free within themselves. Because when you're free, what we call is a salvation or moksha, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar means, your desires and fear and your lust and anger, that is a true freedom that what we are really looking forward to. And I think this COVID time has given us that opportunity to go deep inward and respect that basic freedom which we really need as a human being. And I know that we have a very limited time, but thanks a lot for inviting me. I really appreciate that.
No, it was wonderful. And one of the things I would like to highlight, people have been going through depression. A lot of people have been committing suicide. And I'm sure that this is a time when doctors have really stepped up to help them outreach and get over that depression. So you have been down in India and helping a lot of people. So again, as an ambassador of freedom who did so much during this time, we have to thank you, Doctor. And I'm sure that a lot of people would really respect the time you've given to people being in India to help them. So thank you so much for joining us.
Can I just say one thing, Dr. Jones? Yes. Because that's very important. That at the moment, the BBC report says that mental health crisis is going to be one of the biggest crises in India in time to come. Yes. Because depression, anxiety, stress, suicide, etc., they are going to rise. And we have a very severe shortage of mental health professionals. So we need people like you. I mean, when you talk so effectively, so passionately, people like Abhinav and many other people, and even the media, they can create more awareness that how to really look after your mental health and how to go inward through your meditation or doing some lifestyle changes. Thanks a lot again. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining and being with us today.
Dr. Sanjana.
Yes.
I do want to say, join in to say thank you to Dr. Diwakar on a personal note, individually, what he had done, what he's doing in India, especially related to the COVID, as you and I made a last 10-month part of our life, 15 hours a day, at least to me, 16 hours. The reason I'm going back and forth to Dr. Fisher, I'm helping people to get vaccine today. So I'm making sure nobody's standing in a line outside in cold. So I'm going to run out very quickly. We did 600 people yesterday. We're expecting 400 to do today. I'm personally driving some people. Whatever we're doing, that's why I'm running back and forth, because I'm trying to help our sister, brothers, mother, fathers. That's part of the freedom. We must care about everyone. It doesn't matter, because if anything we want to learn, I'm sorry, Dr. Sanjana, I jumped in for this because I wanted to thank Dr. Devakar for what he is doing and done. And relate to that, what I am saying is, actually I put my video that I was speaking in the United Nations 6 years ago. In that video, I made a speech that I learned from my father 56 years ago. And the speech was, my dad was making enough money as a doctor, but we only was getting 200 a month. So I heard some of my aunts saying to my mom, hey, how come your husband don't send more money? And as a kid, to me, that was enough. And when dad came home, I said, Dad, how come you're not sending him more money?
Yes.
And he said to me, you got food to eat, you have place to live, you have clothes to wear, but I take care of my other kids. And I said, Dad, we have another sister and brothers. And to 5-year-old, he was saying, yes, you do. They might be not your blood sister and brothers, but can you give me 1 second? It's maybe the vaccine call.
Okay, sure, Bobby. I'm going to quickly go over, because I think
it was, what I said was, and Dad said they're just sister brothers. What he said to me when I was a 5-year-old, Parveenji, I'm sharing with all of you, is he said there's no food. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to quickly go over to our Sri. Sri, I want to hear from you. I know you had an amazing match, but during this time, you have been helping a lot of youngsters. You have been training. So what is your whole viewpoint? It's our 72nd Republic Day. What do you have to say?
First of all, thank you, Dr. Sanjana. I'm really, really grateful and honored to be a part of this amazing group of people that you've very well respected, and people who have really been really successful in their own field. And a big salute to every individual there. And it's so good to actually listen rather than speak. I mean, that's something which I've learned. So on this day, it's very, especially with the 72nd, Republic celebration, which we are doing, and being a humanitarian, I think one more thing I want to say is a hi to Rahul Chetan, or my Malayali guy, because something when it comes with freedom, I think the freedom of speech starts with the family, and I would like to request every individual here, it's very important, and stand up to our nation. And one good thing which one of the dignitaries, even Sir, said is that one world, one life. I mean, slowly but steadily with this pandemic also, we have learned, every country have actually learned that it takes few seconds for all the freedom. In fact, it doesn't matter how much freedom or how much power we have. I think with great powers comes great responsibility. And I think the best gift, or the best superpower every individual in this world should have is, I think, a beautiful smile and maybe a lovable attitude. I think that's something which I've been working on the last 6-7 years. In fact, after I became a dad, so that's something. On this day, I'm so honored that as you rightly said, about the copyright and making movies and stuff. But it's an honor back playing for the state, Kerala, and looking forward to play. So this every single day in our life is so very important. So I think I will, rather than speak much, I think I will listen.
See, I have a question for you, if you allow me, Sanjana.
And thank you very much, Abhinav sir. I heard.
See, we've all, under democratic platforms, in cricket, we all love how opponents come back to us. And I remember that delivery of Andrew Nell when he came and thumped his chest, and you blow him out of the ground, and you dance on that dance of democracy on the cricket pitch. Your bat did the talking. And I saw that match.
Sir, I would like to, I mean, because on this day, I would love to share that.
Sir, please.
He actually, in fact, did say Indians are not good enough. You guys don't have the heart. You don't have the heart to, play for your own country.
He thumped his chest, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. So,
I saw that video time again.
Thanks to all the Hindustanis and Indians and all the cricket fans out there who really, really prayed and maybe gave that. At the end of the day, we have got the complete freedom, and why not express it? It doesn't matter where we are. And South Africa, I think Indians have a special connection towards South Africa thanks to Gandhiji. So it was a great honor reminding them that it was more of, that's what I said. That was an old Sri, and letting them know that
always Sri. I will not say old Sri. It's always Sri.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Coming now with all this, whatever humble experience I had and I have, I think we all should just work together. As few people said here, yes, we have to respect our country and we will be superpower. But I am in a situation, or I am in a place where I believe the superpower we need is loving attitude and being there to help people. And as Sanjana ji, doctor, I keep calling her ma'am, and she says, please call me Sanjana. So as Dr. Sanjana says, it's always nice to have that beautiful smile on your face. It doesn't matter. That smile makes you beautiful from outside as well as within. So if you start being genuine and if you start helping each other, I think it's going to be amazing. Except obviously we play a competing world of sport now. So even when I'm playing, I have realized that you just got to be your best version rather than trying to be someone else's best version. I think you have to set your own standards and help each other. And this is what I have learned. And thank you very much again, Dr. Sanjana, because I'm sure the time is limited. Maybe some other time I would love to. But even if I would like to have Sri,
just to take a cue from you.
I would like to just add up here, Sri. Keep smiling with your family and keep working for India. We love you.
Thank you.
I'll conclude my statement.
And three, with smile as the Aztec, I would believe Dr. Sanjay John would be Miss Universe. We can learn to smile from Dr. Sanjana and dance from Srisha.
You should not, just minus that to one universe. I think it's lots of galaxies out there. So Miss Galaxy.
Yes. I agree with you, Sri.
Yes, Sri, I would like a quick message from you to the youth, because you are inspiring a lot of youth, because in India, especially our youngsters follow you and they love you. A quick message, especially to the youth, because a lot of them are depressed. And I think this message that you have will inspire a lot of them, especially being Republic Day. A nice message from you quickly. And I'm going to take that from all of you.
Chief, I have already given the message to the youth. I think there are, something which I really would love to see, is, especially after this corona, and what we have learned is we need to stay together. We need to stick together. Every country, everybody has to stick together. There is no black, white, religion, caste, nothing. There is, yes, we are independent and we got our own constitutional right. But I feel there are borders, yes, but then every individual, at least for the next generation, if they start believing in that we are one, and if we stay together, if you really see, I think we will rule, and the ruling should be from within, but not outside. But the rule, what I meant is, rule your hearts, rule your world. I think I don't want to give advice. I would love to request them that please, for your own beliefs, and have an amazing belief system and stick by it, you will achieve amazing results. I think the secret of success is, we are all successful as we are breathing, and the best part is, thanks to all the freedom fighters, when it comes to India, we have got that freedom now to do whatever we want. So please use that 24 hours wisely, and let's all make our country as well as the world proud, and just keep going strong. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Sri. And I'm going to come back for a message from all of you. But I'm going to quickly go over. Jasim, I'm saving you for the last because you are somebody who's going to end this on such a beautiful, melodious note. So, as much as I want you to be speaking, I think the music is going to speak for itself. So, I'm going to hold on and save you. And I think Sajid Bhai has been trying to join us for quite some time. So, I would like him also to be there. And quickly over to Rahul. Rahul, you're somebody who keeps our nation occupied with your debates and your viewpoints on everything, and I think very validly and very wisely. So, what is your take as somebody who keeps the nation occupied with the talk? Let's hear from you.
Two quick submissions. One, Dr. Sanjana, Dr. Bobby, my own favorite, Srishant, and everyone here. See, India's message is of universality and common humanity. Our nationalism itself is humanism. So we stand together with every nation, and especially in a time like Corona, we should stand together as world citizens, cosmopolitans, Indians, because this is a time where we have to stand together and embrace the best of the East and West, embrace the best of whatever we have got. So there is a great message for India because our nationalism has essentially been of Mahatma Gandhi and Vivekananda, who always preached a universal perspective. Whether it influenced all the world, including Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, and everyone. It's a time where the world should unite all races, all religions, all faiths, all languages into one, yet retaining our uniqueness. I think that's the great message. I hope, just like Srishant beautifully articulated, just like Sanjana always had, we should have that power of positivity which unites people. And I believe these kind of conversations are extremely crucial because we spread positivity, we spread some kind of inclusion, we spread harmony. And I believe that harmony is that holy grail we should all seek for. And these kind of conversation will help generate, will heal, will give happiness, and will give harmony. And my kudos to entire team, including Dr. Sanjana, Bobby, Sri, everyone, every respected person here. That would be the message of India, and that would be the message for mankind.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Dr. Sanjana, if I have your permission from everybody, may I finish what my dad said to me?
Sure.
When I was 6-year-old.
Yes.
So the bottom line was on the story, by the way, I got the 5 people the vaccination.
Oh, wow.
While I was on. So, what I'm trying to say is, Dad said, so I didn't understand it that time because I was more interested in the ice cream, a kulfi than anything else, that 5-year-old. He said, there is no disease he can prevent, cannot reach, that can affect me. But there is also no food he can save for me in any godown to feed me if the rest of the world is hungry. Though I did not understood it, 5-year-old, what my dad tried to say, that the world is my sister and brothers. As I grew up, I understood it more and more. But when it came to the COVID, well, I wish my father was wrong, but I'm glad he given me that advice. The COVID taught us there is no disease can be prevented if we don't work together, if we don't care together. So vaccination and other masks and prevention for everyone. That's why when you was feeding the animals in Gurgaon and other places, we were providing a food, we were providing a mask for everyone, regardless of color, creed, religion, or country. To me, thank God my father taught me then, and that message lived today more strongly than ever. We cannot prevent any disease, cannot reach to our child who we love the most, or prevent any food if the world is hungry, if the world is sick. So we must work together as a one humanitarian and one family.
Yes.
Maybe with one family, just like all our blood is red. Respect the disagreement, but work together. That's why my ambassador, my chairwoman of India, Dr. Sanjana and Violeta, and then you can see, I think I saw Indu Jaiswal and Chami Singh and Jyoti Baya and Kishore Punamala. They all are part of our team that we go around the world, serve the people. We do not ask what religion is. We do not ask where they come from, what the profession is. We treat the Prime Minister, President's mom, sister and daughter no differently. We treat a ordinary someone like me. When I was used to live in the street, in the cemetery of India, growing up 11-year-old, I learned one simple rule: love and respect. Affect everybody the same way. The pain and sorrow affect. So let's work together. And I think, if I have your permission, Dr. Sanjana, you should let my elder sister Indu to say a few words so she can get out from here and do some work. Otherwise, she's wasting my time.
Sure. Induji, please, let's quickly hear from you your message to India and the world for the 72nd Republic Day.
Okay. Good morning, Jai Hind to everybody. And beautiful, beautiful program. I've been listening to all the moderators and the speakers. And we have been celebrating Republic Day. Like we said, in India, we used to see the parade, which everybody knows about it. And over here, we are celebrating Republic Day with a flag hoisting ceremony on January 26th in the morning in the town of Hempstead, and which we will be going live on Facebook on the Town of Hempstead Facebook. So we are very proud of our community here. We are very proud of our brother Bobby Ji and our whole team, Friends for Good Health, and Dr. Sanjana John. And our friend Jyoti Ji is there. I see Dr. Jai Kalra is there. I see Viola is there. So, we are a big team over here in USA. And we are, continuously keeping our tradition and culture. And with our Republic Day program with flag hoisting and, singing patriotic songs and giving a message of peace to the whole world. And along with the Republic Day, we are all together fighting COVID-19. Yeah. Again, I want to salute our brother Bobby Ji and his team and Friends for Good Health for all the good work since last March that we have been doing. All of us are together, like Bobby Ji said, in helping the people, in looking at the current situation, what we are facing right now. So we have to move forward. 2021 is coming up, has started with a very good message. And we look forward for everybody's peace and good health and happiness. And again, a very, very happy Republic Day to all of you from here, from New York, from Indian American Forum, from Friends for Good Health, from all our volunteers and supporters. And please go into our Facebook page on Town of Hempstead. We'll be going live at 10 o'clock in the morning. See our program here and salute our Indian American flag. On that note, Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Jai Hind. Thank you so much, Induji, and that was fantastic. I'm going to quickly take Jasm. Jasm, I want a quick word from you. What, according to you, आपके तरह से आप 72nd Republic Day का एक message दे दीजिए. And then, of course, we want you to sing. We're going to end with that, but पहले आपका message.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Sanjana ji and Bobby ji, for making me a part of this beautiful initiative. और मैसेज तो मैं क्या दे सकता हूँ, सबने इतना अच्छा बोला है. I have been listening to everyone so carefully. सबने इतना अच्छा बोला, सबसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को भी मिला है. And I really thankful to all of you. तो मैसेज तो बस यही है, जब भी फ्रीडम की बात आती है, जब भी मैं फ्रीडम के बारे में सोचता हूँ, सबसे पहले मेरे जहन में जो आता है वो हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर्स आते हैं, जिनके बलिदान की वजह से आज हम सब लोग इतने अच्छे से रह रहे हैं. हम सब लोगों को उनको याद करना चाहिए डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि उन्हीं के त्याग की वजह से ही आज हम सब लोग सांस ले पा रहे हैं अच्छे से. एंड वंस अगेन थैंक यू सो मच टू ऑल ऑफ यू. और आप सब लोगों को मैंने बहुत ही ध्यान से सुना, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. सब लोगों का शुक्रिया. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Jasm. We're going to come back for that song. आपका मधुर आवाज सुनने के लिए सब wait कर रहे हैं. So we're going to end with you. And of course, we had a lot of kids joining us for our, to the end. We'll be ending with that. So please wait for the end. And now a quick message from all of you, because we're almost at the end of our session and it was amazing. And I gotta thank you for actually patiently waiting and listening. So Dr. Fisher, we heard everybody, and I'm so glad you are here to actually impart not just words of wisdom, but to spread the love and light. And as I would say, one of the prime ambassadors of freedom, your message for the youth and to the world.
It's really hard to improve on the message from Rahul and Bobby G. India has led the way in sharing its vaccines. I call this vaccine diplomacy. It really shows the true spirit and humanity of India to share its vaccines with at least 4 of its neighbors. And we obviously have a global problem. We have to act as we're one family. That's really my message. And for these times, both in India and the United States, we have to focus on the dialogue. We need to keep talking and try to see the good in other people. And I would just say, be brave enough to see the future and be brave enough to be the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We definitely see the future in those words, and we step up to a beautiful future together. Your Excellency, KL Ganjuji, your words, please.
Thank you very much. I was very patiently listening to each one of you for the last 2 hours. And I have only 2 comments to make. That would be a message also. When Dr. Fisher was talking about the US democracy, he was very boldly admitting that once you don't elect a good leader, such things happen. But the roots of the democracy in US are so strong, it survived the attack, and finally the democracy had another chance to live.
Yeah.
And my message to the youth is, become like Dr. Fisher and be bold to accept what is wrong and be bold to accept that whatever is now happening is now coming back to race. And my second message is on Honorable Excellency Dr. Janice Darbari, whom I know for the last so many years. First time she has come out with the story of her grandfather, which I didn't know till about 2 hours back, which is a very impressive story. And my message to the youth is, become like the grandfather of Dr. Janice Darbari, be bold. If the bureaucracy is bold, the democracy is saved. And if the bureaucracy told the line of the government, then it is very, very difficult to survive in the near future. So good luck to all of you, and my best wishes and congratulations for the Republic Day of India, which will be celebrating day after tomorrow. God bless you all. And Dr. Kaloti sir, you are a genius. You are a person whom I met only about 2 years back, and you have impressed me so much that whenever I meet Dr. Sanjana John, though we were together 2 days back, I always remember you and I always ask her, how is Dr. Kaloti? So God bless you, keep up your good work and guide us also to do some good work. And Dr. Janice Darbari, thank you very much for enlightening us with the story. And if our mother is writing that wonderful book, The Administrator, so I will be the first lucky person to buy it and read it. Thank you very much and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And again, as the President of all the Honorary Consuls, Consul Generals of India, it's a great honor that you came, joined and led, and I see a lot of future movement with everybody joining forces and helping each other to make not just our Republic Day special, but to make the world special. So thank you so much. And we have our very, very special guest who has finally joined us, Sajid Khan, our dearest music director, and more than that, an adorable brother of mine. Sajid Bhai, it's a pleasure, and you are an amazing ambassador of freedom. आप हमें join करके you have really
अरे मेरी वर्ल्ड करना चल रही है यहाँ पे.
Thank you so much.
Sajid bhai, we would love to hear from you, your views, your perspective. Sajid bhai.
Actually, I've just joined, but I just made a new song on freedom.
Oh wow! Okay.
So definitely, I will be presenting it on 26th January. I'll be releasing one of my freedom songs.
So wonderful.
I'm sure you people will like it, and I'm so sorry I came a little late because I had some electricity problem.
Oh, okay.
There's such big people, so I'm so sorry I come late.
No, you joined, and
साजिद भाई आदाब, आपको भी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की प्रॉब्लम होती है. चलिए,
Sajid bhai, I would like a few words from you for the youth, especially what is your special message. 72nd Republic Day. What is your special message to the youth, and why do you feel it's important? Sajid bhai, from you.
See, today's youth it's very important to understand that we have gone through such a big trauma of life all over the world, and I think the book is really over, and now the new era, the new thought, new mind frame starts from now, and we have to be very careful in everything. And I feel it's very important. It's very important because the coming youth is the future of India and future of the world, where they have to be very strong. I feel Shrishant is here. Shrishant, I can see you. Hi, brother. Shrishant, I think on the youth you can talk really well.
Bhai, lots of respect. And more than me, I think as you said, I got that first wicket ball. Thank you for that lovely message. Love you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sanju. Thank you so
Always.
much. Let me hear people, whatever. Please go ahead. I'm sorry I've come late.
Now you joined. They say like, sometimes the stars arrive a little late, but we know you've always been there. You've always guided, supported. But Sajid bhai, आपने एक नया वंदे मातरम का किया था, and it's amazing. I would love a couple of lines from you just to inspire. And we also have Jasm, and as you know, today we're going to end on a musical note. We were waiting for you. And I would love to hear that from you because I know it's a very special Vande Mataram.
Hello?
Can you hear, Sajid bhai?
Yeah. Let me just come back. I mean, you're asking me so many questions, Let me just come back. You guys talk. I will come in between.
Okay, done. We're waiting for you. So, yeah. Jasm, why don't you, we're waiting for you then. Let's start with you.
जी सबसे पहले तो मैं साजिद सर को आज कितनी देर बाद देख रहा हूँ सर. आपको नमस्कार, आदाब. एंड मेरी लाइफ में इनका बहुत बड़ा योगदान है, इनकी बहुत ब्लेसिंग्स रही है मेरी लाइफ में. और आपको देख के मुझे वो सारे गाँव का सारा वो आ गया यार. थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर ऑलवेज सपोर्टिंग.
Wow. Guys is a great singer. Jasmine. Wow. Oh, yeah, अच्छा कुछ.
So should I sing any ghazal?
Yeah, sing anything.
है ना, वो थोड़ा सा माहौल चेंज भी हो जाएगा उसका. There's one ghazal which is coming in my mind. It's penned by Janab Faiz Ahmed Faiz Saab and sung by Mehdi Hassan Khan Saab. So this is, so I'm singing this especially for you. Thank you. गुलों में रंग भरे बादलों बहार चढ़े गुलों में रंग भरे बादलों बहार चढ़े चले भी आके गुलशन का कारोबार चले फूलों में रंग भरे मकाम फैज कोई राह में जचा ही नहीं मकाम फैज कोई राह में जचा ही नहीं जो कोई यार से निकले तो सुधार चले जो कोई यार से निकले तो सुधार चले चले दिया गुलशन का कारोबार चले फूलों में रंग भरे बाद को बाहर चले Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow.
Sanjana
wow.
ji, Dr. Sanjana, I had to run and
Yes.
I salute everybody. Please accept my apology. Another vaccine patient I have to run for.
Yes.
And please keep the good work. Sanjana ji,
Yes,
everyone is invited to be a board of director in your organization, Friends for Good Health, especially to Dr. Bart Fisher. Please join. Let's keep the good work. God bless you.
Absolutely.
Sanju, if you allow
Thank
me,
you, Dr. Kaloti. And I want to thank each and everyone who's been here. Bobby G, we're going to end with the kids who did a very nice video for us. But I want to thank Dr. Bart Fisher for taking the time being here. Of course, Honorary Consul General Korea, Suresh Chukupalli Ji, Dr. Janice Zarbari, Honorary Consul General Montenegro, Honorary Consul General Spain, Anthony Lobo. We also have Professor Dr. Divakar Circle, thank you. Attorney Pradeep Raiji, Parvin Dabas, thank you so much for being here today. Rahul Ishwar, Violetta, my darling sister, and Atula Karwal was there. We had Srishant, my dearest darling Sri, thank you for being there. Of course, Abhinav, thank you so much for being here today. We also, Jasm, you mesmerized us with your melody, and Rajendra Vora, who was there. Everybody, Dr. Jack Kalra, and if I've missed anybody, I hope not. Sajid Bhai, even though you came at the end, we were just waiting for you to join up to wrap up. But again, 2 lines from you would be again amazing before we go on to the video.
And Sanju,
Sajid Bhai.
Yeah, who's correct?
We love you, Sajid Bhai. आपसे 2 लाइन सुनते तो बहुत बढ़िया लगेगा, साजिद भाई.
वो तेरे मस्त मस्त दोने मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, तेरे मस्त मस्त दोने.
क्या बात है.
वाह 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 वाह.
मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, तेरे मस्त मस्त दोने. Shirishan, Shirishan, Shirishan. my brother Shirishan.
सच भाई क्या बात है. मैं 2 लाइन से समाप्त करता हूँ. If you allow me.
Please.
For all the friends in the global world. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी, ये गुलसितां हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंद।
I think we lost you there, Abhinav. But thank you so much. Thank you for the Sare Jahan Se Acha. Thank you. And once again, thanking everybody for their messages, for their time, and for being with us today. Srishant, are we going to hear 2 lines from you? Because we're going to go to some kids who are going to join us now.
Hello, but
Please.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, Srishant, let's sing together, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's.
हर करम अपना
करेंगे ये वतन तेरे लिए, दिल दिया है जान भी देंगे है वतन तेरे लिए. Sir,
you all, love you all, sir. Love you all.
Love you, sir.
Love you,
Thank
guys.
Thank you, doctor.
So,
Thank you.
before we all sign off, you have to watch this and then we will sign off with a Jai Hind from everybody. Please stay on. Vedant, can you quickly play the video with the kids? Because this was special and this was specially made for all of you and for the world. So,